You obviously love listening to podcasts. Well, have you tried an audiobook? Hi, I'm Kim, and I am an audiobook listener. It's actually my preferred way to, quote-unquote, read. And if you haven't tried listening to one yet, go to www.fromringtoveil.com/freebook to get a free audiobook from Audible. I may have just given you your new obsession.
I'm Shannon.
And I'm Kim.
And you are listening to From Ring to Veil,
a wedding planning podcast,
where we share tips and information to help you plan the wedding of your dreams.
Without all the stress.
Unusual wedding venues. Episode number 96.
We are planning our big 100th show / 1 year anniversary show, and we want to know who you want us to invite back.
Email us at info@fromringtoveil.com or hashtag fromringtoveil on Twitter or Instagram to let us know. And if you have questions for them, email us too.
Absolutely. Are you subscribed to the show? If not, why not? What are you waiting for? Don't miss one of our shows. Subscribe to From Ring to Veil anywhere you listen to podcasts. That's iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. If you push that subscribe button, you will know exactly when we put out a brand new show, and you can listen to it immediately or tag it to listen to for later.
In this episode, we will share some of the places you may not have considered when looking at a wedding venue.
Right. Unique, unusual wedding venue places. Hello.
I mean, they don't all have to be at a wedding venue.
True.
That's labeled wedding venue. So, the first is museums.
Right.
Most museums have banquet spaces. They may not say that they're banquet spaces, but they're wide open spaces that you can add tables and chairs, have your ceremony at. Natural history museums are kind of cool.
Yeah.
You can get married under the dinosaur bones.
Yeah, how fun would that be?
You know?
Yeah.
Art museums.
Yeah.
Usually have great open spaces because they are modern, mostly modern in feel, and they're kind of blank palettes with the art on the walls.
Mm-hmm. Which sometimes changes.
Right.
Depending on what's being displayed. Air and space museums.
Those would be awesome. You can get married in with the spaceships and the...
Spaceships. Rockets and all kinds of aeronautical
airplanes,
stuff. Yeah.
Jet engines. Maybe some of them even have parachutes that you can rent, and you can just billow it everywhere. I don't know.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
You have children's museums?
Hey, it was on the list.
I don't know if I want to get married at a children's museum.
They actually said, because usually they close early.
True.
And so they have this downtime in the evenings. And there's a lot of little fun tinkering things to do at a children's museum. It would kind of be kind of fun.
It might be.
You know, if you're having like a superhero wedding or something really fun.
Yeah.
Like a gamer type wedding. Hey, you know, have it at a children's museum. Mm-hmm. You can have fun while you're at it. You know.
Okay. I can maybe see that. I'd have to look at it. I'd have to tour the place. Converted buildings, warehouses, or factory spaces are good places to have. Okay.
And, you know, usually there are abandoned factories around.
Yeah. I guess you would have to find the right people to...
Right. Well, I mean, you can, if it's for sale or something like that, and you call the developer or whatever and say, hey, possibly. You know, can we rent this space out for blah, 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 blah.
Right. You'd have to be careful with the laws and you know, license and whatever it is that you got to have all that stuff. But yeah, that would be kind of fun.
Right.
Just take something where you know nobody else is getting married
and it's a blank space.
Very unique.
And a lot of, I've noticed, because if you remember back on the Friends episode where Ross got married to the British girl. Uh-huh. They got married at this abandoned church that was like falling down.
Emily?
Yeah, Emily. Where he said Rachel's name.
Don't do that.
Anyway. There are these nice buildings that they're about to tear down or something like that are in crumbling condition.
Well, that's kind of scary too, though.
Well, I mean, if they're not like a hazard.
Yeah.
You can have your wedding there. It'd be kind of cool.
Just do the quick ceremony there.
Yeah.
Parks. I like that. And I don't know if you would consider a botanical garden as a park or not? Because
I guess you could. Botanical gardens, but they're kind of more thought of as a wedding venue, really.
True.
But any park, city, state, or national park, usually they have spots. You can call them, and then you can go in there. As long as you don't mess, especially national and state parks, you don't mess with the flora and fauna of the area.
Do not take anything out of parks. You will get in trouble for that. But yeah, that'd be really cool. And we have a ton of parks around here.
Right.
I mean, you could go up right now and get married in the snow. Mm-hmm. How fun would that be?
Except you can't get to Mount Rainier right now.
That's true. You can go part way up.
You can get married on the road. Anyway. Libraries. Large city libraries.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, if you like to be surrounded by books, that would be the ultimate wedding venue for you.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, a lot of times you can't move the shelving.
Well, no, you wouldn't move, but they usually have spaces in the middle. Usually there's, if you're living in a large town that have old libraries.
Yeah, that would be nice.
They have, the big open foyer.
With all the tables.
Right.
Yeah. That would be cool. That'd be really cool. Boats. I don't know.
I would not get married on a boat. I'm sorry. When I was in Austin, we had one wedding on a boat.
Mm-hmm. Did you get sick feeling?
No, I wasn't on the boat, but it was so hot that day and it had no air conditioning.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was in July on Lake Travis.
Goodness. Well,
it was,
I can see like a big ocean liner.
If it's a yacht.
Yeah.
Or if you want to get married on a cruise,
that's
fine. But don't one of them little bitty boats that
like party barges.
It was a party barge. Mm-hmm. It was a large party barge, but it was
like a pontoon.
Yeah, no, I mean it was bigger than that.
Was it?
It was just horrible. I can remember the flowers wilting.
Aw. Well, you have to choose the right time to do that for sure.
July in Texas on a boat is not the best
I just feel like if it's not big enough to handle the waves, you're just going to be like...
Well, it was big. And of course, like Travis, you don't get huge waves.
That's true.
But it was just so hot.
Yeah.
And they were out on the top deck. There was no cover. Could you imagine?
No. Theaters. I know that they do this.
Right.
I've seen like commercials before the movie start. Hold your event here, kind of thing. And they've got a stage. Mm-hmm. You could probably have them project whatever you wanted on the back, Or
if it's not a movie theater, it could be a regular theater.
Yeah.
So.
And some of them are old and really
very
unique.
Ornate.
Yeah.
Have awesome chandeliers.
Yes. That would be beautiful. Caves.
Hey, that's what it said.
Caves.
We have the ice caves up here, but you can't get up there hardly anymore.
No, you can't. You're not supposed to.
Yeah, but people do.
There's
there's different caves around you can get married in. I think you can get married. The ones in Texas, you can get married down there.
What are those called again?
Like the Natural Bridge Caverns?
Yeah, caverns. There you go. That's the word I was thinking of.
You just don't disturb the bats.
Hopefully they don't disturb you during your wedding. Sometimes they have a big enough space where you could do that.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Glaciers. You can get married on that glacier that's up in Alaska somewhere. I saw them.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can hike up to the glaciers around here and get married anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know.
But I think the glacier that's up there, I don't remember which one it was, but they showed that you can rent, like, you can have your wedding up there for the day. You can't invite a lot of people.
Right. I was thinking it would have to be kind of small because, it's like ice, right?
Yeah.
Yikes. That's kind of scary. I am not that kind of a person. I am not I'm not that outdoorsy. Let's just put it that way. Safari parks.
We have a really cool one here called Northwest Track. Mm-hmm. And it's not really a safari park. It's more of a nature preserve, I guess you could say, because they have more local, animals.
Right. It's not like the African safari.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's a lot of those around, too, that you can have your wedding at as well. Have pictures of animals in the background.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing. Like you said, Northwest Trek, we actually supplied some stuff for a wedding out there.
Yeah.
And it's a separate area. The animals don't roam where you're getting married.
But they're in the background.
Yeah, they're in the background, but they're fenced off. They can't, the bears can't just run on up and, hang out. You know what I mean? And the buffalo can walk by on the other side of the fence. So, but it's really pretty. It was very unique, I thought. That's pretty awesome.
Volcanoes.
Right, well.
You can go to Hawaii and get married on the volcanoes up there.
Yep.
Of course, I think they have to be small weddings as well.
Right.
If you're doing an elopement and you want to go somewhere, there you go.
Right.
Volcanoes and glaciers.
Well, like the big volcano on Maui is huge.
Yeah.
So I don't know how small you would have to go with that one. It just depends, I guess, on the rules, right? Tree houses. Oh.
Yes. It said tree houses, and of course it gave a picture of Treehouse Point here in our lovely Washington State.
Yes.
Not too far from us.
No.
We can go visit Pete.
Although he's not there very often, they say.
He's always gone. But Treehouse Point is a great place. We have that listed in our next little segment, so we won't go too much in there.
And a hot air balloon.
I would not do that. I'm sorry.
That would be kind of interesting. I guess the couple would be in the balloon.
Maybe they do it where it's still anchored and they do their ceremony and
then they go. Yeah. I mean, that would... Otherwise, how would you do it?
I know.
You would have to do it that way.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool. Make your exit on the balloon and try to sort of... Well, I guess you can't even, try to sort of go any specific place. But,
You just go where the wind takes you.
Where the wind blows. Wherever you stop, that's where your reception's going to be. No.
That's why you have a chase car.
Right. Well, that would be fun, I think. I think that'd be really fun.
So our next segment is the 26 coolest places to get married in the U.S. And this is brought to you by Green Wedding Shoes.
Yeah, it's one of our favorite websites.
Yes.
If you guys haven't checked them out, check them out.
They have lots of inspiration.
All right.
So the first one is Haiku Mill, and it's in Maui. And so if you dreamed of a destination wedding, but you don't want the sandy beaches, it's like a garden setting with lots of stone stuff all around. And so, we'll just put the link to this all in the show notes so you can check them all out.
All right, next one is Treehouse Point, what we were just talking about. Here it's in they say Issaquah, Washington.
But it's in Fall City.
Yeah, it's kind of like Fall City, Issaquah right there.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of tree houses out there. I don't even know how many they have now. And you can get a room for the night there, too, and stay in one of the tree houses. And they have a getting ready room. I did the tour with my family, and he talked about that, how they have a getting ready rooms for the bride and groom. And then they have their own staff of people who take care of everything for weddings specifically. Right. So it's not like you're just out there throwing a wedding together.
You have to you need to use their vendors.
Yeah, so. They're pretty picky because I guess they have a lot of laws and stuff. They're trying to not break any more laws because they got in trouble for some things unknowingly. So...
Yeah. And the next one is also in the Seattle area. It's called Soto Park. It's this big warehouse space. I think it used to be like a hangar or a port warehouse building or something like that. And it is gorgeous. It's like 2 stories tall. It has windows almost from floor to ceiling, and it's a big blank space. And you can section it off. You can have your wedding and reception there. I mean, it's room enough for both to be set up at the same time, so you don't have to transition. It's gorgeous.
And it's, in Seattle.
Yeah.
So it's
And it's right down in the Soto district, which is next to CenturyLink Field, Safeco. There's a lot of stuff to do down there. Pioneer Park, all that stuff. So if you want to get married in Seattle, Seattle has some great venues.
That's right. The next one, Beaulieu Garden. It is in Rutherford, California. And it's a beautiful, beautiful setting. It's garden, fountains, trees.
And it's in Napa.
Natural, beautiful. That's just gorgeous.
If you want to get married in Napa and then, spend your honeymoon touring all the wineries, it would be a great space.
Oh, yeah. Hey, why not?
The The next one is in California also. It's called Union Hill Inn, and it's in Sonora. It's a barn, basically, and it has lots of little outcroppings where you can go get lots of pictures taken. It's in Yosemite, or it's close to Yosemite in Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
So, it's gorgeous up there.
Looking at the pictures, it looks like they have remodeled the inside a bit. It still looks very old, but it looks very polished. There's some, it looks like maybe a fireplace. Maybe that's fake. I don't know, but it just looks really pretty. The next one, Bear Flag Farm in Winters, California. I didn't know there was a Winters, California. That's cool. It looks like...
It's a lavender farm.
But there's like a circus out there or something. I don't know. There's pictures. So, yeah, lavender farm, idyllic farm, 30 acres, fruit trees, vegetable crops.
And it's also a vineyard.
They got a little bit of everything there for you.
And it's a wide open space, too. It's like a big warehouse, barn type space. And so your palate's like blank.
Yeah.
You can just do anything you want to.
It looks beautiful, though. See that Ferris wheel? Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's always there.
I don't know.
That's kind of cool.
The next one is Big Daddy Antiques.
Big Daddy's Antiques.
They have one in San Francisco and one in Los Angeles.
That's kind of cool because then you have all those antiques there.
Right.
Don't have to find them.
It's a one-of-a-kind retailer of antiques and reproductions from Europe and Asia and North America markets. It has, I guess, a large open space for a wedding.
Looks like it. Either they move things or they have it just open. That looks really cool, though. I mean, like, it looks like they have all the decor you need already, You don't
have to buy anything.
I wonder if they have the tables and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be cool if they did.
You have to call them to find out.
All right. The next one is in Kenwood, California. It's the Dunfillin Ruins at Cundy Estate in Kenwood, California. Okay, it's in the Snohomish Valley.
Yeah. So if you want, ruins.
Yeah. Which those are cool. It looks like an old stone building with no roof. Mm-hmm. And that's where you do your, it'd be like a courtyard kind of.
Right.
Have your ceremony and stuff. That's a pretty cool place too. Looks like they have an old trolley out there.
Yeah. Good place for pictures, I guess.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely.
All right. And the next one is Huron Substation, and it's in Los Angeles, California.
I've heard of this one.
Yeah. It's a actual cultural monument in LA. It's, the building was built in 1906, and it's the second oldest surviving substation in the city.
Cool.
It has old brick walls and arched windows and steel beams. So if you like that industrial look, hey.
Perfect then.
Mm-hmm. The next one's also in Los Angeles.
440 Seton is what it's called. It's a major fave is what this says here. The 100-year-old urban interior space includes a cathedral-like atrium, giving you endless possibilities for designing your dream day. Its unique and rustic and electric charm will set the stage for a memorable celebration. It is pretty, again, another blank space that you could do so much with.
Beams and stone walls and things like that.
Cement floors.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds very modern, but doesn't have to be.
Right. And this next one is in Malibu, California, which everybody knows Malibu's gorgeous.
Of course.
You have mountains on one side and the ocean on the other. And it's called Malibu Rocky Oaks. And you can have your wedding overlooking mountain vistas.
Yeah, that looks so cool. There is a platform, I guess, or maybe it's stone, maybe it's brick, something like that. Big round place where you can have your wedding.
Yeah,
and
it looks 360-degree view of the Santa Monica Mountains.
Yeah, I mean, that looks, can you imagine that if you're standing up there, how ridiculously gorgeous that would be? As long as it's not too hot.
Right. California.
Yeah.
If you get it the right time of the year, it's not going to be that bad.
The next one is again in California. The Rimrock Ranch in Joshua Tree or Pioneer Town, California. And of course, they've got all these Joshua-looking trees
Yes.
here. It looks a little deserty to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, you might want to
If that's the look you're going for, then hey, awesome.
maybe do it in the fall.
Yeah.
Because it gets kind of hot out there.
Yeah, I imagine.
The Ice House in Phoenix, Arizona.
Moving out of California.
Yes. It looks like a big, maybe like what an ice house used to look like. It's an open space with no roof again, but it's like cement brick walls and things like that. It's blank space.
Very unique looking, for sure.
And where you can have your ceremony is open and blank, and then they have an indoor reception site. I guess you can get married in there as well.
The next one, we're moving over to Colorado. Dunton Hot Springs in Dolores, Colorado. Hot Springs, that'd be kind of fun. I wonder if it'd be stinky. That's the only thing I wonder. It's a restored ghost town. So that's kind of interesting if you want a unique wedding. That's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
You can rent the entire town for your celebration. That's really cool.
It has a dance hall and a saloon, a bathhouse, a Pony Express yoga studio, and the West Fork boxing gym. So I guess it's, there's other things in there besides just the spaces for your wedding.
And they've got luxury cabins, so I assume that you could stay there for your honeymoon too. That would be pretty cool.
This next place is gorgeous. I would want to get married here if I ever got married again. It's called Thorn Crown Chapel, and it's in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. It's basically a wooden cathedral, in the Ozarks. And you're surrounded by trees, and then you're in this timber frame open cathedral type thing. It's just gorgeous. You have to take the pictures. You have to look at the pictures.
Well, we will put the link so you guys can scroll through this and see what we're seeing. The next one is in Greeno, Montana. It's called The Resort at Paws Up. That's kind of funny, Paws Up. But it looks like it's got a little bit of everything. There's a little bit of deserty look. There's a little bit of trees.
There's a barn for your wedding.
Barn, yes. Nice green barn, which is unique because most of the time they're red. And it's a resort, so they probably do this a lot.
Right. And the next one is in New Orleans. It's called Race and Religious. It's the most distinctive location for weddings in New Orleans. It can host up to 300 guests, and it's in an historic compound. It has indoor and outdoor spaces, and it's basically an old home built in the 1830s. It's filled with NOLA charm. So.
Yeah, it looks very, very much like it.
Yeah.
Next one is in Dripping Springs, Texas, Vista West Ranch.
Well, I have done weddings there. I can tell you that much.
It's what's really unique about this is it's a metal building, like a metal barn, really, and it's very kind of rusty and lots of windows.
As it's the indoor space is very open. They have spaces if it's raining outside, you can have your wedding indoors, and so there's enough room for your wedding indoors and reception. And they also have a nice courtyard for your outdoor wedding, and lots of places so you can have great pictures.
Most of these places are great for pictures, I tell you. The next one is in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Mill City Museum, and again, it's like a big brick building that has no roof. Although every one of these are very unique. Right. This one has a lot of windows. I don't know if there's really windows in there or not, but it looks like there are. Steel beams, and again, open. It's kind of industrial looking.
It's a flour mill. It used to be a flour mill, so it's very industrial, but it's broken down. It doesn't have a roof anymore. It's on the banks of the Mississippi River, so it could be very picturesque.
Yeah. Very unique, like it's supposed to be.
Camp Wanadaga in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. I don't know if I said that right, but anyway. It's kind of like Treehouse Point in a way, I guess you can say. There's lots of like little treehouse kind of buildings out there, and like
they're actually like houses.
Yeah, on stilts.
But then they have cabins too. Or, well, I guess canvas cabins.
You can glamp.
There you go. Perfect. Next one is Glen Mills, Pennsylvania. It's called Terrain. And this one looks really, really fun to me. They're talking about anthropology's counterpart.
We love anthropology.
If you like all of that anthropology look, you're going to get it here. Their ultra charming restored antique greenhouse, which is available for weddings. Is there... Okay, so there's that green... I assume that's the greenhouse that they're standing in front of. Mm-hmm. And then there's the indoor area, which is very unique, wooden. And then there's another outdoor. I mean, there's just... It's really cool. It's really cool. You have to click the link and look this up.
Yeah. The next one is in Queens, New York. And this one's a very popular wedding venue. In New York, it's the Metropolitan Building. It's an old building. It doesn't say when it was built, but it's French-inspired decor with old world charm.
It does look very Frenchy. Mm-hmm. French-ish.
It's perfect for photo ops. And, if you want to get married in New York, it's one of the great places to get married.
The next one is the Blackberry Farm in Walland, Tennessee. Now, Tennessee is just beautiful anyway. I mean, lush, green, water, beautiful, hot in the summer. Yeah. Hot in the summer. Blackberry Farm. So this is a blackberry farm. It generates heirloom produce. It has a farmhouse built of reclaimed wood. It's one of the property's most noteworthy features. And it's just a really pretty outdoor venue if you want to get married outdoor near the water.
In Asheville, Weaverville, North Carolina, it's called Claxton Farm. And, of course, it's a barn venue, but they have outdoor spaces as well. Big, huge willow trees, it looks like.
Yeah.
It says it's casual, fun, with a laid-back feel. It can be transformed in elegant, casual, so you can do whatever you want.
Looks really pretty. If you're in that area, that'd be a great place. The ruins at Barnsley Resort at Adairsville, Georgia. These look freaking cool. It looks like an old house or building or something like that has no roof on it, but has ivy growing all over it. And it's a 2-story, it looks like. Mm-hmm. That looks really cool. So I guess how they have it set up is the wedding outside and maybe the reception inside. Mm-hmm. Inside without the roof.
Right.
Quote unquote inside. It looks like there's another building kind of connected to it. So that'd be pretty cool if you're in Georgia.
The next one is in Miami, Florida, and it looks Venice inspired. It's called Vizcaya Museum and Gardens. There's a lot of Roman architecture. It says it's beautiful and serene, would make the perfect backdrop for couples who want a wedding with a European feel but don't want to go to Europe.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks, it's really beautiful.
Yeah, and it says it's set among the skyscrapers, so you probably have this, Miami skyline in the background, and then you have the ocean in front. So it's very gorgeous.
It is. And it really does look like Venice. Isn't that weird? Right in the middle of Florida.
Yeah.
And the last one that we have here is glamping with the Shelter Company.
This is not necessarily a place. It's a company that provides tents so you can glamp and have your wedding.
Yeah. Or, have them set up tents wherever you need to. And I'm sure you don't have to camp. But it would be fun too.
Yeah.
So that has a ton of awesome places, right. Unique and unusual places to get married. And, I think everybody wants something like that when they're getting married. They want something that's a little bit their own, that's not the same as everybody else. And if that's you, if that's what you want, something that's different, hopefully you could check out some of these, and that would be
And plus,
really cool.
If you're in the Seattle area or surrounding areas, there are lots of unique venues around here.
Absolutely.
There's open air venues, there's barns, there's farms, there's all kinds of venues. So check them out.
Yes, absolutely.
Snohomish, King, Pierce County has lots. And then you have everything over on the other side of the mountains. You have Leavenworth. Mm-hmm. So, we're a bevy of wedding awesomeness here in the Pacific Northwest.
Absolutely. Remember, you can reach us at info@fromringtoveil.com.
And until next time, no stress, no worries, keep calm and listen on. Thank you for listening to our podcast. You can find us on Facebook, From Ring to Veil, on Twitter, @From Ring to Veil, and on our website, FromRingToVeil.com.
Music provided by bensound.com.